What's up everybody, it's me Amanda Hillsdale. Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be discussing how to pick and program your first crystal. Oh, this is a topic that always gets me really excited. I love seeing so many people coming to a place where they're rediscovering their spirituality. They are trying new things, and with the weight of everything that's going on in the world, it's really important that we go at this from a holistic approach, and we take care of our self-care, we take care of our mentality, what we have going on physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. All of those are pieces of the pie and what make us us and keep us healthy. So I'm really excited to be able to do this video with all of you today, and let's go ahead and get started, okay? So when you're thinking about crystals and you're thinking about energy, you really have to start with yourself. Now, everybody has their own way of doing things, so I'm going to give you my own personal perspective. I am not a fan of purchasing crystals or gemstones online. I would prefer to go to a metaphysical store or a store that carries gemstones and rocks, simply because everything has energy. Everything has an energetic signature to it, and I can't look at a photo and have my hands get warm. I can see a photo and I can feel a connection to it, but it's not the same. So this is how I recommend that you pick out your first couple of crystals. And it may take you a few times. It's kind of like, it's like riding a bicycle. You know, you don't immediately hop on a bike your first time without training wheels or anything to help you and to be supportive and just take off flying down the road, right? You don't come out of the womb running. You have to build the muscle. Spirituality is all about building your muscle. I strongly believe that everyone in the world has some ability. They have some special spiritual gifts about them. They have empathy. They have so many beautiful gifts, and they're like muscles. If you don't use them, you lose them. You disconnect from them, and you disconnect from your body. So let's work on building a reconnection and learning how to work with crystals. Okay? All right, so we're gonna role play here. You're gonna walk into the store, and you're gonna see all of these crazy crystals all over the place, and it's kind of overwhelming the first time that you go in, because you're like, what is this? And then after you become seasoned, it gets easier, and then it just feels like Christmas all the time, because you're like, oh my gosh, what's new, right? So the first time you're gonna walk into the store, you're gonna be looking around, and it's kind of overwhelming. You feel that energy hit you as soon as you walk through the threshold of the doorstep, right? I want you to take a couple of really deep, relaxing breaths, and don't freak out. Feel the weight of your body, feel present in your body, feel your chakra system align with each other. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I created a video called Learning How to Breathe as an Empath. It's a couple videos back. Go back and watch it. Practice the exercise. We're not going to do that one today because it's 15 minutes long. Go back, practice the exercise. And then what I want you to do is I want you to build or activate your palms. And the way that you build activation in your palms is one of two ways. So one way of doing it is you can sit and you can rub your hands together. You can feel the heat rising, you can feel it build. And then release. And you can feel the blood flowing. You can feel that vibration in your palms. You should be able to feel it. Once you become a little more seasoned, you can do it a little differently, where you just roll your fingers across your palms a couple of times, and that's your body's way of signaling that it's time to wake up. Okay, so get your palms activated. Take another deep breath or two. And then you're going to walk over to this giant, massive table filled with rocks and crystals. And as you're looking around all the colors, and you're taking a deep breath, and you maybe even reading the descriptions of what each crystal is, I want you to stop, and I want you to take a moment to pause. I want you to take another breath, because breathing is really important in this work. Be present in your body, feel your hands, and I want you to trust your own body, and I want you to trust your own intuition for a few minutes. And I want you to walk over to the stand, and I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to put your hand about 2 or 3 inches right above wherever the rock is. Okay? Go across the table. And when you feel something different in your palm, sometimes you feel a little bit more heat. Sometimes you feel like a magnetic pull to pick something up. Sometimes it's heat, sometimes it's magnetized. Sometimes even rocks will fall over, and that's also a signal, hey, pick me up. They'll start moving. I know when you have hanging pendulums, that's one way to tell which one you should be working with, which might actually be a good video for next time as well. So you're gonna pick up your rock, okay? Isn't that pretty? Oh, she's one of my favorites. We do so much work together. What I love about her is the way that she fits in the palm of my hand. She's a rock that I often meditate with when I feel like I need creative energy. And yeah, she's great. I'll talk about you later. So after you pick out your rock and you're heading back home, there's one of 2 ways you can do this. If you have the luxury of having a backyard and having personal space to really sit down and connect with nature, take your shoes off, put your feet in the earth, wiggle your toes, have a moment to kind of ground and bubble your energy. If you don't really have that opportunity, find a comfortable position in a seat or lying on the floor somewhere in your home that's comfortable, that you're not going to be interrupted. And then I want you to take out your rock. I want you to take a couple minutes for yourself and really think about what was the intention behind purchasing this rock. Did you pick up something like a rose quartz or maybe a pink redondite? Pink redondite is really good for self-love, self-reflection, self-forgiveness when you're going through a difficult time. Pink redondite. Did you pick up an amethyst? Oh, so pretty. Did you pick up a blue kyanite? What was it that you picked up? Did you read the description about it? What was that description saying to you? What did it say that rock was intended for? After you've thought about it for a few minutes, I want you to take your dominant hand. So we have our dominant hand is the hand that we write with. It's also the hand that we push energy out of our body with. And then we have our non-dominant hand, which is the hand, obviously, that you don't write with, that you do less work with, and that is going to be your receiving hand. For me, I'm right-handed, so my right hand is dominant. It's what I use to push energy out of my palm with, whereas with the left hand, that is where I receive energy into my body with. Very important to know if you're right or left-handed, which hand's your dominant hand. The next step is going to be, you're going to take your crystals. So let's pick up the pink redondite, okay? You're going to take the pink redondite and you're going to take your dominant hand. You're going to put the crystal in your hand, let it sit there for a minute, and then I want you to put your non-dominant hand over the top and close it up real nice and tight. Okay, you don't have to squeeze to the point of hurting yourself, but just a nice firm snug around the crystal. And I want you to hold it down into the center of your belly button, which you can't really see in this video, but hold it so that it's directly above where your belly button's at. And I want you to take a couple of deep breaths in your body. Center yourself, release that tension in your shoulders or in the rest of your body. Excuse me. And as you're sitting here quietly, I want you to think of the intention behind the purchase of this crystal. What are you going through right now in life where you felt the need to pick up this crystal? Are you experiencing a spiritual awakening? Are you going through a big change in life? Are you scared? Are you happy? Are you excited? What is the energy? What is the emotion that you feel? Then I want you to think about how this crystal is going to help you. And I want you to plan it for a 30-day period of time. So you have a starting point, which is going to be today, the day that you're holding it in your hand. And then I want you to plan it out for 30 days after that. And then we're going to talk about the lunar cycle in another video and how to charge and clean them. The next step I want you to do is I want you to think about what it is that you want to do with this crystal. What is the work that needs to be done? Why do you need the support from the crystal for the next 30 days? How is it going to help you? How are you going to grow? How is your mindset going to change around whatever it is that's coming up for you so that you can create the intentional impact that you wish to achieve with your crystal? When you've got it, play around with the crystal for a minute in your hand. How warm did it get? Did it get warm? Did it stay cold? Did you feel a shift in the vibration? Do you feel like the rock's maybe moving a little bit? Do you feel like there's maybe a message that's coming through for you? Do you hear something? Do you smell something different? What are your senses telling you as you let this rock warm up in your hand? Once you finish that, you've now picked and programmed your first crystal. Congratulations. I would love for you to leave me a comment below. Let me know what rock you picked out, if you enjoyed this process, working from the very first step all the way through completion, and let me know what's coming up for you. I would love to provide a safe space, a safe container for you to feel like you can open up a dialogue, a conversation with me. So in the comments below, leave me your questions, leave me your comments, leave me your concerns. Like, let's talk about this a little bit and see where it goes, okay? I love you all, and until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.